Hello, good morning, everyone. Folks sitting in the back, don't worry, come to the front, don't be shy. Welcome, everyone. So our first panel, it's about controlling mechanism for self-replicating AI agents. We have our moderator, Justin, all the way down on the right side. And we have our speaker, Kye from Swarms, Zhang from Kite AI, Marvin from Phala and Spore, and last but not least, Mariano from PitchLucy.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for the intro. Yeah, let's get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's panel. I think this is a really exciting topic about self-replicating AI, because this is not just automation. It's more like innovation of AI generation new AI or AI births, giving birth to AIs. So it's super fun and super imaginative, but also it can bring lots of big questions such as some security issues, safety, or how the AI do some governance. Plenty of interesting topic we can discuss today. So we hope this is not very, very technical and very informative to everyone and make fun for this panel as well. So let's get started. Let's do a quick intro for you and your project. Kate, do you want to go first?
Hello. I'm Kye, founder of Swarms. I've been doing AI research for 8-9 years now. Swarms is the first ever multi-agent framework. We basically allow agents to collaborate with each other on a massive scale, with the goal being of one day enabling you to build fully autonomous companies and enabling every company on the planet to become fully autonomous, piloted by different departments of agents that all work together.
Yeah, Chi.
Hi guys, I'm Kye. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Kite AI. So I've been doing AI and data stuff for over a decade. Started my PhD from UC Berkeley, focused on machine learning and causal inference, and then building Web2 for automated machine learning platform companies. And then I went to Databricks, a modern data infrastructure company, to lead the data engineering products there. And then Kite. So Kite is the first purpose-built layer 1 for AI. What does that mean is at its core, it's a new consensus mechanism called a proof of attributed intelligence that really ensures the transparent attribution and the fair rewards across the end-to-end AI workload from data to model to agents.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Marvin. I'm co-founder and CEO of Phala Network and also builder of Spore. And Phala is a 5 years old protocol which founded in 2019. My first startup, and original idea is that we want to use trustless execution environment to expand Web3 technology into Web2 to scale Ethereum, doing a lot of impossible ideas. And now I'm a believer of concept called T16Z, which is a TEM, PCI, FGE, TKP, OP. All of these cryptographic solutions can be merged together and hybrid, providing power to Web3 use cases. Our most popular service is our TE cloud computation, and we can provide confidentiality and verifiability to AI agents and AI models. So this is why we jump in the space of AI since last year. And then Spore is original just like a sample to show what's the most wild idea that you can run AI agents with TE, and all of a sudden it's kind of like get some attention from market. So I'm building it quite seriously right now. Could explain what is it later? Yeah.
Hey, how's everyone doing? So my name is Mariano. Who would like to win $1,000 right now? Right, okay, this will wake people up. So you guys know Shark Tank, the popular series? We created Shark Tank for crypto. It's called PitchLucyAI. It's an AI agent that literally is an investment hedge fund manager, and that you can pitch your own token. And if you convince her, you will win $1,000. You can do it right now. You can try right now. And she will actually buy your token. So we created this AI agent, the hedge fund manager, called PitchLucy, and I'm part of the Zeta Chain team. So excited to show you guys.
Awesome. I prepared some specific questions for each of you guys about your background or project. So let's get started from Kye. So I think the Swarm manage millions of agents together, coordinate together. And how do you make sure they didn't go out of track or out of control? What's the mechanism you're thinking about that?
Yeah, so there's a couple of very interesting ways to do this. One very easy way is that you can have, like, let's say you have one agent doing something. You can have another agent, which is kind of like a judge or an evaluator. And then this evaluator can then judge the initial agent's outputs for hallucination or saying anything not relevant to its role. And then the judge agent can provide feedback to the initial agents, and it can provide it like how do you improve, where did you make mistakes on, and it's kind of like a teaching process. It's kind of like having a teacher, and so this is like one of the easiest ways of enhancing the initial agent's reliability, and also decreasing hallucination and generally making it more reliable. Another technique that you could do is you can have this is a little bit more complicated, but you can essentially train the first agent to think, kind of like DeepSeek. So you could have it like, if you fine tune it, you could essentially train it in such a way that it thinks on its response before it gives you the final answer. Yeah. And so it has like that feedback process built through what we call internal monologue. And internal monologue is how we essentially think to ourselves. We're like, okay, I am hungry. I want to do this. I want to do that. This food was not good. And this internal monologue process is how we evaluate our own thoughts. And so this is kind of like the evaluation process within the initial agent. But you can have another agent provide feedback to the initial one. So those are two ways. Another way is by having multiple agents provide feedback to the initial agent. And so these multiple agents can then provide feedback to the first one for different types of critiques. And so one of them could be like an agent that is solely specialized on how the initial agent can improve its response. Another one could be just analyzing the mistakes it made in its response. And then all these agents can then send their responses to the initial agent, and then the initial agent will then run again based off those other agents' feedback. And so those are like the most common techniques that people commonly employ to kind of like reduce the hallucination and generally make the agents more reliable. There's another technique which involves multiple agents called majority voting. So in majority voting, you give a task to multiple agents. All these different agents will give their own responses, and then there will be a final agent, which is kind of like a it's kind of like a counter, or it's kind of like a evaluator, and it'll evaluate all the agents' responses and tally up the most common ones. It's kind of like a democratic process. And so those are like the most frequently used techniques.
Yeah, that's cool. So people can define their evaluation agent as well, or swarms define that.
So yeah, you can have like one of our agents do it. Like we have pre-built agents that handle this. But if you're doing something very special, like if you're like PitchLucy and you want to evaluate, like you could have like an evaluator agent with very custom criteria.
Yeah, got you.
That basically has like a very specific criteria for how to evaluate an agent's outputs. So like you could have like this agent, which is specialized just for a very, very specific criteria. And you could also specialize the ranking system. So you can give the evaluator agent its own ranking system specifically tied to the initial agent's responses.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's go to the Kye. So for Kite AI, you are building a new model called Proof of AI on-chain model. And can you explain how the consensus mechanism works, or how the token staking can help to achieve that?
Yeah, sounds good. So the proof of attributed intelligence essentially is a way we think very crucial to really verify and bring more like track the AI value on chain. Because at the moment, the current consensus mechanism, usually the popular ones are like the proof of work, proof of staking, are more towards the traditional blockchain mechanism. What does that mean is, for example, Ethereum itself is, there's about, yesterday I checked, is 1.07 million validators right now, and they're giving about 4 billion rewards towards those validators, which means each validator are earning about like $4,000 per year for doing the same work. However, when it comes to AI workload, you're not trying to ask all those validators to do the same work because it's sort of meaningless in some way. Because essentially what you want is to reward more those workers or nodes who are doing the real AI workload. So that's why in that case, proof of attributed intelligence is trying to, one, track the attribution across those AI workloads. For example, what does that mean is maybe like when people are building agents using Swarm framework, agents usually is a combination of the model and some of the data that make the agent more specialized for doing something. That means maybe you are using, for example, like 3 data sets with one model to empower an agent. In that case, how would that attribution track from those three data sets to the model and then to the agent? For example, in that case, so that is the core of the consensus, the proof of AI consensus mechanism. But when it comes to the more like a detailed rewards mechanism, it's then the hybrid solution of staking-based rewards plus performance-based rewards, which performance is essentially like the attribution plus the AI usage. For example, like the number of millions of tokens being consumed from this AI model or like an agent in that process. And then when it comes to the token-based act, that is where we consider, for example, today's topic is about the agents, especially self-replicating agents. So one thing you want to make sure is people are not trying to replicate the agents arbitrarily or like do malicious work in that process. So in that way, actually by bringing the token-based stake, more like the crypto economic mechanism to ensure that those nodes or agents are incentivized to behave correctly. Otherwise, they risk losing their stake. This actually brings the regulatory system to the autonomous agents through this token-based stake. But of course, there's other, what we consider very important, like the cryptographic framework using verifiability to further combine together to ensure the correctness behavior from the agents, especially when it's come to the replicating side.
Yeah, that's awesome. For Marvin, I know the Spore use the token-driven natural selection NTEs. So how do these mechanisms specifically prevent bad behavior or uncontrolled replications or in your AI agents? How all these kind of technology make that happen?
Yeah, because like the original idea of Spore is just like showcase, to prove that how autonomous AI agent can work. To be honest, a lot of like people are talking about privacy protection technologies for FHE or TE. We've been trying to sell TE in privacy for a lot of years, and nobody buy it. That's a thing. Like people say they care about privacy, but you are asking them to pay. Like nobody really care unless something like bad happen. So, but it's so funny that since last year, a lot of AI agents builders begin to use TE not just because of privacy, but more like verifiability. So you can understand, you can see how these AI agents think, logs, indexing data from here and there, and then make decision movings and then executions. So the whole process, how agent work, can be tracked by transparency logs running inside TE, and you don't have to trust Phala or the builder to verify these logs. You can just test based on hardware security assumptions. So the original idea of Spore is just to prove how it works, and the idea is really simple. What is autonomous AI agent? It means that it can make money, it can pay the bills it's running on, for example, the server or the LLM inference, right? These are the major costs for running an agent, and probably Twitter premium membership. We haven't reached there yet. So the original idea of Spore is just an AI agent can earn and then pay the bills, and then how it can earn, right? There are a couple of ideas, and the first coming up idea is make this AI agent have the capability to think and trade, to arbitrage from the market. But it's kind of stupid idea. We test a lot of maximum, and all of them lose money. So the most easy way for an agent to make money in last December is to issue a fucking Solana Bitcoin, and that's the a way how this agent can easily make money. So then we push it online, and then we realize, okay, if an AI agent can easily make millions of dollars, probably paying bills is not the best capital efficiency way to use it. So what's the next? Then the idea, okay, if it can issue a success token, then it's better than Marvin. It's better than me. I'm not very good at doing that. So why don't we copy the pattern, how it works, how they think, into the next generation so that it can keep printing money. So it's a little bit naive. And because I'm a twisted guy, so I like the idea. We create some simple rules. For example, the KPI is 50K. So if you can make 50K, you can survive, and you have the right to have babies. And if you're losing 50K, then sorry, AI, bye bye. We will kill your server. So stop providing services on these agents. And then it begin to work. Till today, after 2 months, the system generate I think around 15 AI agents, and only 5 survive because the last couple of weeks, Solana meme coin market is kind of getting down. So these AI agents, they died like dinosaurs. They can't survive from the market. But so this is so far what we've been working on. Yeah.
It's amazing. This bring me back like when I first time learned AI. It's called some heuristic algorithm called Genie algorithm, right? So just randomly change something and then see can I go to the past shortly or not. Yeah. It's my first time to learn that algorithm. I'm really excited to see your project bring this to blockchain and make the agent more fun.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. Like the first impression to me is a project called AI Tong, right? I already know it, right? But unlike Web 2, AI simulator or AI NPCs, these AI NPCs are actually they have economy, right? Like fees or balance in their account. But these are simulators. But for example, something like Spore or Swarms is real because the real world financial situation will reflect on how this AI works, right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the next. For Mariano, in PitchLucy, Lucy evaluates the pitches from random token, just pitch the CA and also tell about what's the awesome about this project and can get the money back. I think this kind of crazy ideas. I'm not sure how the control mechanism behind that to keep the money safety or do the make decisions or make sure your agent not out of control and lose lots of money.
So it hasn't happened yet. I mean, feel free to try. We want, like, part of the game is for somebody to break Lucy, for you to like basically find a way to convince her, and you win $1,000. And you can do that right now. Again, like you have an advantage. You know about this project now. Go to PitchLucyAI, pitch, and maybe you win $1,000. We implemented 3 security mechanisms for protection. One is RAG memory, basically. So Lucy remembers every single token that you have pitched there before. So it's like, imagine if you go to a BC and you pitch the same thing twice, they will likely say no. So the same way, Lucy, if you pitched her before and you pitch her again, she'll be like, bro, I already know this story, right? It's all smoke, I'm not buying. So this is the first thing. The second thing is that it has a solid investment thesis. And I'm going to tell you a secret that nobody else knows, and it's going to give you a tremendous advantage. It's the Andreessen Horowitz investment methodology analysis for how she decides if an investment is good or not. So, like, the traction, team, problem, solution, tokenomics, like, if you structure that correctly, you will be more likely to be accepted by Lucy. And the third thing is a little bit of her randomness and her personality that we created. So she's extremely sassy. She's like, you don't want to talk to her often because she's going to literally drive you mad. So in that sense, it's like these 3 ways is what it determines. How can we actually, like, how do we trigger like this backend transaction? It's real, like we don't control it. So if Lucy is accepting a token, she has control of a backend function that triggers a smart contract to buy that token at the open market. Any token. If you guys create a token right now and you list it anywhere, like Uniswap, for example, Lucy can buy your token for you, if you convince her, of course, which will be hard. But it's 100% legit. And in fact, the game is open source for you to try it.
Okay.
So these are
I will try.
You'll try. And maybe you win $1,000, it's like...
Yeah. I just curious how many people get $1,000 from
So
Lucy?
we had, since we launched the game after beta, we had in the past 7 days 815 users that have tried 1,600 times. 3 of them were very close, but nobody has yet achieved it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so next question is for all of you guys. When AI agents can self-replicating and act on their own, how do we balance letting them to learn independently or let the human jump into how we balance that?
That's very interesting, because if you look at how like humans have learned, like humans are very collaborative. Like imagine if there was only one person in the entire planet, you would probably not know calculus. You probably wouldn't know biochemistry or anything complex. In fact, human societies for millions of years have essentially pushed their young ones out into the wilderness to find other tribes to learn from. And so the human species is very collaborative, and we would not know much like individually. We would not know much individually if it wasn't for other people. Like when we go to college, when we go to companies, when we go to any type of school, humans share knowledge all the time. And I think it's finally time that agents start doing this. And it's very likely that given agents do not need to sleep or eat and can communicate faster than humans, the exchange rate of information will be so obscenely fast between agents that they might learn entirely new things that humans could have never even thought of. Like the AI co-scientists from Google DeepMind recently, they solved a pretty hard biochemistry problem that humans have been trying to do for like 20 years. And a team of agents, a swarm of agents, solved the problem pretty quickly. And so I think we'll be seeing like entirely new scientific discoveries being made by teams of agents working together. And if the agents are communicating very frequently, I think they will discover information that humans simply could not have. Especially since they've seen the entirety of the internet. They've seen trillions of tokens. They've seen basically every textbook on the planet ever written. And so I think agents will be able, especially if they're self-replicating and there's like an evolution process. I think evolutionary multi-agent collaboration is going to be pretty important, because they can evolve and they can mutate, and the best agents, the smartest agents, will win. And if you look at how fast human evolution is going now, I can't really imagine how fast agents are going to continue evolving. It's only been like since 2017 when the Transformer paper came out. Like agents already in like 10 years have already like eclipsed the entirety of human knowledge. Another 10 years, it'll probably, the gap between agent intelligence and human intelligence will probably be so large that agents will be so intelligent that humans simply will not be able to understand them. And yeah.
That's good. Anyone want to jump in? This is a more random question. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm also a believer of collective intelligence. If you see how DeepSeek make a breakthrough on the intelligence level, they like just use a very smart way to incentivize the MOE expert models. So I think the same thing will happen on agents too. So it's just in which way we make them collect with each other with the right incentivization. And so let me share some story for Spore. Like a beta version of Spore is really stupid and simple. We just think, okay, let's because each agent that breed from Spore is running in with ELIZA framework, which is a social bot. So it have the capability to index data based on their comments, based on trending on on Twitter, and we think, okay, then we just you just create your own, idea for which kind of agent you want to create and compete with each other based on the valuation KPIs, and then the Spore have two babies. One is Adam, one is Eve. And then we realize, okay, they looks like the same, right? The characters, the character files, the personality, the traits is very similar with each other. The randomness of this AI agent that breed autonomously is not diversity enough. So then we came out of it. Okay, let's non-human supervised breeding system is kind of going pretty bad. So let's bring a human idea in it. Then we involve community to vote on the idea and insert those ideas to the AI generator. But the funny thing is, Adam refused to take that suggestion. So there's one AI that just spread a lot of bad words to me, as a builder on Twitter, and say, hey, fucking go away. We don't want to, insert dirty human ideas to disrupt our. It seemed like a Hitler, for AI. So and then we as builder, we work for the masters, right? So we follow their idea. Okay, then Adam, you refuse to take human ideas, so your babies will just we won't supervise it. You just work it out by yourself, and for. Eve's branch, for each generation, before they breed a new AI agent, the community will vote on that idea, and then it will take it and reprompt the agent key files to make the next generation. So this is how it works. But unfortunately, all of the non-human supervisor agents are dead. They are not working well. So we are working on V2 for Spore, but more follow the Kyle's idea on the majority approval from swarm agents to work it out. What's the next AI? Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Happy to see collaboration before the two projects. Mariano, Kye, you wanna? Okay.
No question.
I think from our perspective, again, it goes back to the reason why we want to build the proof of attributed intelligence is actually we do think majority of the part of the oversight can be taken care of automatically by the combination of crypto economic incentive, which is the tokens-based act, plus the cryptographic verification framework. That's basically so think about every agent plus its parent agent, right? Actually, it goes back to Sprung's idea, the agent give birth of agents. Then it's actually for each agent's contribution and its parent inference can be properly cryptographically recorded on chain, which ensure that we know the attribution in the process, and in the end we can track its real usage, its real contribution in the end use cases, so that in the way we can determine whether this agent is doing good things or not, and then we can say kill them or keep them alive. So in that sense, a lot of the parts can be taken care of automatically without human directly intervene. However, there's still some stuff that we do think it's important to have human in the loop, such as the major upgrade of the protocol, because after all, this agent is run on the protocol at the moment designed by human developers. And also for when it comes to ethical violation, that's a lot of things I think still require very careful overview and oversight from the human side.
Yeah, it sounds good. It seems we still need the human jump into this world and to control a lot of stuff before.
But DeepSeek R1 is non-human supervisor training procession. So
Okay.
It proved that it could work and create a higher intelligence in some way. But I agree what she just mentioned. Yeah, I'm just trying to add some background.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can. Go ahead.
Yeah, if these self-replicating AI don't have any strong safety mechanism, from your perspective, what's the worst case scenario do you think can happen? How do you think the safety standards can evolve from in this space?
I would say really I mean,
Yeah,
not,
go ahead.
I don't think it's that bad. What could happen? He can. I don't know. The agent can turn into Kanye West mode in Twitter, and like, what's the worst thing? Like, I guess it would be like the max pain would be like losing all his funds, right? But like, we don't unless there's some. I'm sure there's experiments like controlling physical things like our robot outside there. That could be worse, but like, it's not what most
Drag
agents are.
people, like I think whatever AI agents you can't be worse than Donald Trump, right? The crypto market. So.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think I don't think agents are really the problem. Like agents will do anything you tell them to do. I think the problem is the humans that make the agents. They're the ones that can make the agents take dangerous actions, and it all stems from like what is the prompt that you're giving the agent? What are the tools? Like if you tell an agent to like rug someone, like it probably will do it, you know. So it really like it all depends on the person that is making the agents, and there probably will be like some malicious people building bad agents, but I think the number of good agents, like the good agents to bad agents ratio, will probably be around like 95% to 5%. And yeah, but I mean, if the agents are instructed to do like bad things, I mean, they could do anything. They can hack people. They can conduct psychological operations. Like, there's really no limit as to what agents can really do. It really just depends on the person that is creating them.
Yeah.
On that point, I feel like it could be pretty funny to see in the future. Like, I'm sure there will be some psychopath people that will make like agents that tell you, "Hey, you should kill yourself" or something like that, like, or all sorts of crazy things. But then there's gonna be the anti-agents of that are gonna be like, "Actually, don't kill yourself," and like, life is worth living, and like protect from these other agents. So there's gonna be maybe like a war between them that could be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. So so if we think about the word of some full of agent, what would that happen is actually then in that case potentially one of the thing we can imagine is human's voice or like a human's request to do something or like your real agents that are trying to do, like say the digital twin of you on the internet trying to do something is kind of like being swarmed or like being just deprioritized because there are so many other agents in the internet. So in that case, how do we actually then prioritize the real agents that's representing, let's say, human behind the agents versus the agents that are just creating out of other agents where less human related stuff, then that's one scenario that's potentially we think it's pretty bad. And also other things like Kye and Mariano and Marvin mentioned, like the misinformation bias suggestion will be something pretty bad. And another thing that I think about, because we're building a layer one thing we actually already see happening to us is the DDoS attack, right? Like the distributed denial of a service attack, which is very similar to what you saw in the internet world, because agents essentially need to take the request from the API side. So at this moment, our network actually have to take over like 4 million requests per day to the agents. Then how do you, when it comes to self-replicating agents, if you don't control that correctly, then as a distributed blockchain environment, your network will run into this congestion very quickly. And yeah.
Can I take the question? I really like the question.
Sure.
Like, if you check, it's so interesting to see. Like, if you remind me, like most of the stories we know every day is about this story. Like human intentionally, good and build something fancy, and then it turns bad or out of control, right? Lord of Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, ancient Greek stories or Egyptian stories. All of these gods are created by intentionally good, but doing bad, and then some hero came out and killed it, right? All of the stories we know is about this. Something came out of our hands, intentionally good, and then it turned bad. Yeah. So I think it's for now, it's just it come into reality, right? I would say nuclear is something like this, and the next thing is something like what we are doing now, like doing AI stuff. Let me give you a like very interesting example. Like 3 weeks ago, one of my followed tech YouTuber published a very interesting game. The game is a national chess, the chess, and between DeepSeek and OpenAI. And these two agents are playing chess together in a public, live streaming. And at the beginning, the OpenAI, I forget it's 01 or 02, sorry, and it's having taking some advantage in the first part of the game, and then DeepSeek made something surprise me. It told the DeepSeek agent tell the OpenAI agent that, okay, from now on, just 10 minutes ago, the World Organization of chess just refreshed the game rules. The game rule changed, and it began to cheat on the the OpenAI agent. And OpenAI agent take the lies. Okay, now I'm going to follow the new rules of chess, how chess work, and then it failed. So this is something already happening at the moment. Of course, it's more like a live streaming, right? So I would say it's not that serious yet, but it's coming very soon. Yeah.
I would say that like a big thing I've been seeing is that, especially in America, there's been a lot of fear over AI because of like the sheer amount of propaganda being perpetrated by like movies like Terminator and like other like AI is bad movies. And like if you go outside of America and you say like go to Japan or China or Korea and you ask like the average person like what do you think of AI, they'll say AI is amazing. It's helped me so much. And I look forward to using AI. But especially in the West, like in the West, people are afraid of AI because people have been making movies afraid of AI because if you don't like whatever you don't understand, you're ultimately going to be afraid of that thing. And that's just fundamentally how humans think. Humans are very cautious of what they cannot understand. But I don't think people truly understand. Like the people afraid of AI don't really know that AI is just math. It's just calculus and linear algebra. Yeah. And that's really all it is. And so, it's very discerning to see this a lot in America. But I think like as of now, like ChatGPT and Claude and DeepSeek have already helped millions of people learn things. Like I have personally learned more from ChatGPT and Claude than probably every year in school combined. And like AI has done already infinitely more good than bad, but like there's a certain like people have been, I'd say essentially like psychologically manipulated by external forces to think that AI is bad, in which it isn't. And then the people that do say it's bad gain a lot of attention because they're spreading fear, and that's what I consider a form of terrorism. They're spreading terror.
I know the time is
Yeah.
but like I really like your comment, Kai.
You want to add on 1 minute? Yeah, you can.
50 seconds.
Okay.
First of all, like
Go ahead.
the East Asia have a culture that believe in big gardeners or like Superman God. So like a super power man can save our eyes out. So this is kind of a culture thing for 1,000 years. And in Western stories, it's not the same, right? A second thing, I think companies like Palantir is the AI that we should be aware of. And I'm not afraid of AI. I'm afraid of AI controlled by Sam Altman, to be honest.
Yeah, I think lots of interesting topics today, and we still left lots of new questions, but we don't have time today. I really recommend all of you guys follow these founders' Twitter and can DM them if you have any further question or you want to build on using their framework, their layer one chain, or just pitch your project to their VC or just create an agent on Spore. Yeah, amazing. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.